Hi, Raph. So far you're playing a Team Unified Standard right now, and tell us a little about the deck you've been playing.
We built 3 decks in Unified Standard. We have John and White Blue, which were our default decks. We tried to work around that, but couldn't find a real solution to work without them. And we had to find a 3rd deck. And we tried a couple of white weenie decks and mono green decks, and the one that really stood out was the Mono Green beatdown deck.
Yeah, which is a bit of an unconventional choice. You don't see a lot of that deck.
We saw a couple of lists with the big Garruk, the 4/6.
Collar of Beasts?
Yeah, with the Behemoth.
Yeah,
we
like
tried that.
The Elf Ball deck.
Elf Ball deck, we didn't like it.
No.
We've seen other decks which were a little more like, a lot more beatdown than what we had.
All right.
And we didn't like it either. So we tried to build something mid-range, like aggro mid-range.
Aggro mid-range. So let's take a look at the first group of cards here. We've got Arbor Elves and Elvish Mystics, 4 of each.
So yeah, that's what you need in a green deck, right?
Yeah.
So you can.
I mean, these accelerate you into your.
Into 3, 4, and 5 drops. Yeah.
And most aggro decks want to have a 1-drop in your opening hand. How does this deck work if it doesn't have one?
It's better if you have it, but if you don't, then you have 2 drops, and like your higher curve.
Let's take a look at some of those 2 and 3 drops. So we've got a bunch of oozes. We've got Young Wolves, Strangleroot Geist, and Elvish Archdruids.
I think we might have played more oozes if they were not in the Jund deck.
Oh, so you had to split the 2 cards.
Yeah, but 1 is fine, and it won me 2 games actually. So I would probably play more if I could.
So if someone were to build this deck without Unified, you'd recommend they play more Scavenging Ooze?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
All right. So what big things do you have to ramp to? Because you have Elvish Archdruids.
So this guy, we'll probably see later what the Archdruids do. But the Geist, Ooze, and Young Wolf are really good in this meta game where White, Blue are in Patriot and Jund are, because they survive most of their rust effects.
Both Young Wolf and Strangleroot Geist, and also Predator Ooze actually survive Supreme Verdict or Bonfire.
So you can have aggression even after Wrath, and that's the point of the deck.
All right, let's take a look at the big spells in the deck, the ones that Elvish Archdruid kind of lets you cast early.
So we all know Silverheart, which is probably the best 5-drop we have, like a 12 power.
And even better than Colonian Hydra.
What?
Even better than the new Hydra.
Oh yeah, I think it's much better. Hydra is so bad against Wrath effects and stuff. Like if it dies to Doomblade when they're tapped out, then tap that Doomblade, it hasn't done anything.
Right.
And Druid's Familiar is just another Silverheart.
This is an interesting card. You don't see much of it.
We tried to find something that helped the Oozes, the Predator Ooze.
Yeah.
Because on turn 4, attacking, or on turn 2 if you have an Elf, attacking for 2 is not exactly exciting. But if you play Druid's Familiar, you attack for 4 on the first time, and then you have a 4/4 that can't be unbounded, and still bounded.
Right, so it's like a mini Wolfir Silverheart because you can only play 4 Silverhearts.
Exactly.
And then you've also got Garruk Relentless.
We have 4 Garruks because we want a way to deal with Olivia when it comes to play, because Olivia resolved and untap, you're done.
Yeah, Olivia Voldaren is a main threat in Jund, and this deck would otherwise have really a tough time dealing with it.
Either you win like the turn they play it, but it's very unlikely that you just...
So if they play an Olivia on turn 6, maybe you're in trouble, but this deck's fast enough that you should probably be able to avoid that.
And then if they don't have Olivia, it's still really good against White Blue, it just makes tokens, and it's a threat after Wrath if they don't have an Angel.
Yeah, so you actually have another answer to Olivia, as we can take a look, as a Revenge of the Hunted.
Okay, we have 1 main deck, and the Rancor is...
The Rancor is like the real meat here, because putting it on
Young Wolf, the Geist, or a Predator Ooze is just, they're the main targets.
Predator Ooze is the most common target I've seen over the last couple of months. When people have both those cards, that's the combo they're looking for.
And then Revenge of the Hunted, you don't want more than 1. I don't think you want more than 1 in the main deck, but I think it was worth the slot.
Yeah, and then you actually have more on the sideboard.
Yeah, I have more on the sideboard.
So actually a new land in this format actually helped you make this deck good as well. If you take a look at the lands here, we've got Mutavaults.
Mutavaults work great against Wrath. So you see the whole point of the deck is to fight Wrath and mass destruction of Jund as well.
Right.
So Mutavault fights that, and it's an elf as well, so you can also do some, like, not crazy tricks, but animate Mutavault and have mana with the Archdruid, so you can play your other spells while you attack.
So Mutavault does work well with that, and then also just gives you an additional spell when you draw, say, 4 or 5 lands you're not really looking for.
Yeah.
What did you think about the sideboard?
I actually like my sideboard. It has, I don't know if it's going to come up or maybe we want to. Oh, okay, it's here. I actually like the sideboard. Ranger's Guile, I think that's the...
This is mostly a limited combat trick.
Yeah, but it's really, like, it really messes up the math when they feel like, okay, I'm gonna kill the Silverheart.
Yeah.
Then you get, oh no, you don't kill it. Oh, and all of a sudden the board is just...
They make their blocks,
Yeah,
they Doomblade
mess.
your Silverheart,
Yeah.
and then you have the Ranger's Guile.
Prey upon is another way to do with Olivia, but also it's a way to deal with elves as well. Like against red-green decks, they rely on their fast elf on their.
To play Thundermile Hellkite.
Yeah, and you don't want that guy on the
No,
board.
no, definitely
You can
not.
race it, but rather not.
And then you've got 3 more Revenge of the Hunted.
Yeah, that's for the creature matchups.
For the creature matchups, yeah. You could even miracle it on like turn 3 or 4, pretty
Yeah.
early, especially
Just to-
even if they only have 1 guy out.
Yeah, just to trade discard and 6 damage for
Yeah,
one
the fact
guy.
that it gives trample and does
Yeah.
+6/+6.
You actually cast 6 is not that much.
So then you've got medium Garruk now, since he's not
medium
the biggest Garruk. But Garruk Primal Hunter, then Triumph of Ferocity.
Garruk is just another threat against white, blue, and control decks.
And same with Triumph?
Same. We play one. We haven't had the time to test more.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I've never had the chance to play it.
You can play it turn 2 off an elf, start drawing cards immediately.
And then we'll see what happens. We don't want to because like having 2 and no creatures is so.
And then Ratchet Bomb is for.
Ratchet Bomb is for tokens, black-white tokens. Also against Mono Red, it's really good to deal with the
They have a lot of
Reckoners
1-drops, so you can just play Ratchet Bomb and then kind of threaten to move it up.
and to deal with Reckoners
And
because they're really bad.
Oh,
against
Boros
you.
Reckoner, another
Yeah.
card that you kind of have problems killing.
Yeah, like they're really good against Silverhearts because that's why the Druid's Familiar is so good. Because you don't want to have an 8/8. You'd rather have a 4/4 than an 8/8 on the board.
Against Boros Reckoner,
Yeah.
right? Because you don't want them to deal 8 to anything. And then you've got Naturalize, which is kind of a general answer.
Yeah. We had like 13 cards and we looked for 2 more. It's fine against the band. And
Just in case you don't know what you're expecting.
Like I don't think we want any more of these other cards. So 2 Naturalize just.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Raph.
Yeah.
For Raph Levy, I'm Luis Scott Vargas from the Tournament Center.